Hi, my name is Josh Bryant, and what you are seeing on your screen is a picture of my eye in an accident that about stopped me out from being a blessing to my sister Charity, who lives 3 states away. She asked me if she could get some help with a little project she had going on in her house. She had a large tree that was leaning against the second floor rail of her deck or patio. I said, absolutely. I enjoy working with my hands, and I just felt like this was something that the Lord put in my heart to do. So after arriving in Georgia, for the sake of doing this for her, we decided to spend the evening on a boat with friends and family and just having a good time on the lake. Decided to get out on a raft and be pulled behind the boat. And suddenly the raft hit the wake of the boat, and there was a 14-year-old boy that was next to me, and it caused his knee to act like a slingshot. It became a baseball bat against my eye, and it about knocked me out. That evening, I ended up in the emergency room with a $6,000 bill. Thank God, after the CAT scan was finished, there was no crack in my skull. This was literally just a hematoma response. The next morning, I wake up and my eye is completely shut. There is no way that this project that I'm supposed to help my sister out is going to happen. I'm in this scenario now where I'm questioning the Lord. Lord, you put this in my heart. I've gone all the way to Atlanta, and now this has happened. I stepped in, and now the opposition is facing me. So I told Charity, I said, I don't know if this is going to happen. And it would have been dangerous to work with power tools with only sight coming out of one eye. But the next day, I wake up. So we're 2 days after the accident, and all of a sudden, the swelling has gone down considerably, and I can now see out of that eye. And I looked at Charity, and I said, let's go get our supplies. This was 2 days after the accident, and you can see that my eye I can now see out of that eye. We go get the supplies, we come back to her place, and within about 2 or 3 days, this project is done. And not only is it finished, not only is that deck row pulled away from the tree, but now she has a beautiful bench that she can enjoy that area of her deck on. And I'm gonna put a little picture here of maybe some of the building of the bench, and then I have a picture of her dog on that bench. So here is a picture, a call, a promise, an assignment you step into, and the opposition begins to face you head on, and you start to wonder, was this even a call from God? Was this even something I was supposed to step into? Sometimes we're in a call and this goes on for years. This was what I'm giving you a picture of something that was literally just a week period of time. I've been in situations myself that these things have gone on considerably, and the opposition is just facing me constantly, but the Lord is just calling me to stay in it. So you just begin to feel deceived, and you'll ask those questions. So I want to share one of the absolute best stories in the Bible that addresses this, and it's rarely talked about. And it's in Judges chapter 20. It's found in the book of Judges chapter 20. The tribe of Benjamin had allowed a vile, unspeakable crime to go unanswered, ignored, as if righteousness didn't demand a response. The rest of Israel was shaken. This could not be left unaddressed, so they turned to the Lord and asked, "Shall we go to war against our brother Benjamin?" And the Lord answered yes. So they marched forward, bold, obedient, ready. But what happened next? They were slaughtered. 22,000 men fell in battle. Obedience had led them to devastation. Confused and broken, they went back to the Lord. "Shall we go again?" Once more, the Lord said yes. They returned to the battlefield with bruised hearts, but steadfast faith. And again, they were crushed. 18,000 more sons of Israel perished. Now, 2 battles, 40,000 dead, all while doing exactly what God commanded. Now desperate, weeping, and shaken to the core, they came before the Lord one more time. "Shall we go again?" And this time, the Lord responded, "Yes, but now I will give you victory." And so they went. This final battle was brutal, bloody, fierce, but it ended with the tribe of Benjamin defeated, 25,000 slain. Justice was finally delivered. What was wrong had been made right, but not without pain, not without loss, and not without perseverance and obedience. This is the story that teaches us. Sometimes obedience costs. Sometimes it breaks us before it builds us. But in the end, God brings victory. So hear me. Obedience doesn't guarantee ease. It doesn't promise applause. So this situation is a setup for what we often go through when God calls us into an assignment, or he sends us into a promise, but there's opposition and it's like facing us. And it's like, what are we going to do? I'm often reminded about the story where Jacob is on the way back to his father's house, and he begins to wrestle all night with a man that's finally identified as the Lord himself. He would not let go, and he demanded a blessing. And the Lord actually dislocated his hip, and he still wouldn't let go. And finally, the Lord said, your name is no longer Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and man and have prevailed. So I want to encourage you that you're going to have these situations where God calls you into an assignment, oftentimes a lengthy assignment, a promise, and the opposition is standing before you. And God wants us to persevere. He wants to bless us. Stay the fight. Stay in it. And if this hit home for you, even just a little, then you're exactly who I had in mind with this piece. And hey, if this kind of content speaks to you, if it challenges you, lifts you up, or just reminds you that you're not alone, then go ahead, tap the like, subscribe, or give this a comment so I know that I'm not alone, so we can keep walking this road together. I'll see you there. God bless.